Hey Ashley, what's up?
What's up, dude? How it do?
It's doing.
It's legit.
We're back, another episode of Record Revolutions.
Indeed, indeed.
And how are you doing?
Living the dream. Got that Mad Friday energy, even if it's not actually a
Nice.
Friday.
Yeah, that's
Will
true,
not
right?
will not disclose what day it is, but it is not Friday.
Isn't that funny? So we're actually both neither one of us grew up in Vegas, but we're both based in Vegas. And the funny thing
Yes.
about Vegas is that everyone has a different Friday, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So the people who work at casinos, they're like, "Oh, Tuesday, that's my Friday," Where all
That's a
the
different.
entertainment people, literally Sunday is their Friday, and
Yeah,
Monday they have off.
it is so
If
wild.
not Monday, Tuesday, but at least Monday. But anyway, yeah. What are you up to? What are you listening to these days?
Of late I've been jamming out to and been forcing uh students to of late listening to dwarven metal, dwarvish metal,
Dwarf, like
dwarf metal.
like uh
like
Middle
like
Earth
Lord of the
dwarf?
Ring, yeah, like Lord of the
What?
Rings, dwarvish metal.
Okay, and
Um,
this is not like some AI
no,
slot.
no, ew,
No.
gross. How dare? I'm old. How dare you suggest? Um, much offend. Have you heard of the band Windrose?
No.
Italian
Windrose.
metal band.
Ooh,
Um,
I'm in.
power metal. Born of 2009.
Oh my gosh.
I
Just
learned of this band once upon a time in an earlier podcast. We talked for probably too long about a video game called Deep Rock Galactic Dwarves in
I do
Space
remember that.
Mining. Um,
Wait, so
I was,
these guys are on
yeah.
the soundtrack of that game?
No,
Oh,
they
oh.
just made a song about digging in
The
mines as dwarves do, and the fan base decided to make a video merging this dwarvish metal because they in their concerts dress up as I guess you say they cosplay or LARP as dwarves, like with really intricate armor and such, that makes them look large and stout like dwarves. They are in fact normal human men. And they sing about dwarvish themes. And actually, recently they released a new album that does have a song directly about Deep Rock Galactic. So now there is an official like
no.
correlated
That's
song.
match
It
made in
is
heaven.
it is
I do remember talking
marvelous.
about that game. And you're still
Um,
playing it, right? Are you
I
still?
I have taken a break. We're now on farming in space with an early access game, um,
Oh.
Lightyear Frontier.
Hmm.
Still very early access, but it's they've done a lovely job. It's very beautiful, very relaxing. Um,
Is it like Farmville but in space?
it's a
So
little
like
bit
The
more
Martian.
like more like The Martian, but a bit more gentle.
Hmm.
I keep getting my ass handed to me because I have no skills, but there's things that look like pea hats from Zelda, and they explode, and they keep exploding on me in particular because I'm bad at games. But
So now we'll see in about 6 months once they're out of beta if there's a band that meshes with them. You know what I mean?
maybe, but yeah, I highly recommend checking out Windrose if you
Windrose.
feel
No,
the
dude, I
dwarven
just pulled them up
spirit.
on Google and I can
Yeah,
already see these costumes. Oh, Diggy Diggy Hole, is that the
Diggy Diggy
song?
Hole is the song that propelled them to great fame. The Minecrafters did
Fellows of
also
the
claim
Hammer.
them. So if you
Wow.
too long for the mines and feel a dwarf deep in your soul, um, you may enjoy Windrose and the Italian power ballads. They do sing in English, um, and
Awesome.
they're just deeply adorkable with their power metal.
Love it. Oh
Magical
man, so
nerds.
good.
Yeah, so that's my plug for Italian
Amazing.
power metal,
Non
dwarf metal.
GC plug, but no, that's awesome. I love
Yes.
it. I love
It's
it.
also fun to
Definitely gonna check it
confuse students by telling them when they come in late that they missed the lecture on dwarf metal.
out. And they're like, no.
They're mostly just like, I'm sorry, what? The WTF look as
Probably
they
not as
walk in the
excited
door.
as I am about it, but
See, that's the hype
um,
I'm looking for, and they're mostly
yeah.
just confused by the old lady that's yelling at them about dwarf metal. They're like, what?
Well,
So,
maybe
we should
one
be
day.
talking about GC
So yes,
records.
so that's not necessarily a perfect segue, but it's a segue into our October 2002 release. We
Rocktober?
only see from where we stand. by
Oh.
East Arcadia. So, East Arcadia, we released a 7-inch. It was demos. They sent it to us, to the PO box, and we were like, "This is amazing. Got to work with you guys." This album, however, had its own demo recordings, but they went and recorded in Chicago with Matt Allison, who, if you look up Matt Allison, he's engineered a lot of amazing rock and punk bands, especially during this time period, although I do believe he's still recording. So the gang drove from Kentucky to Chicago to record this album. And I remember one of the writers from Razor Cake magazine, he was saying that he actually kind of preferred what they sounded like on the demo. It was raw, it was visceral, despite the fact that it wasn't like this super clean recording, or maybe because of it, the vocals were a little more embedded in the music for him. And this is very clean and polished, and you can hear every instrument, and the voice is, clearly louder than the rest. And it just didn't, he preferred the demo recording or the 7-inch recording. And I said, well, different engineers, like, it's not necessarily the band's not doing anything, but now they're working with an engineer who's producing them and telling them, hey, do that over again, take that over again, let's move the mic, let's do these things that are going to benefit the recording. And whether or not you might not end up liking it, but others might, and others might shit on the 7-inch recording kind of thing. And so he was like, oh man, that's a good point. Because he's writes about music and doesn't necessarily record the music, he didn't really realize, obviously years had passed, 2 different engineers, more than likely different microphones. So we're going to play the most personal song on here, and then we're going to play the most political from what I see. So we're going to start with the most political, Inner Anthem by East Arcadia. Here we go.
All right, Inner Anthem from East Arcadia. I won't lie, I got really excited when you mentioned East Arcadia was back because
Hmm.
there is so much about this group that just like scratches all the right little musical itches in my brain between like
Yay.
the harmony choices and especially the really unique time signature choices that
Totally.
they make.
Oh,
Oh, so cool.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Like
musically
there's
complex.
stuff that is off beat on purpose. There's
Hmm.
stuff that is breakneck speed.
Yeah.
And again, this one, as opposed to looking in, although it's called Inner Anthem, but they're talking to you now.
Yeah.
They're not talking about themselves. They're talking to you, telling you to not be apathetic, telling you to, stand up for what you believe in and not be quiet. They don't know what it will take to break you. So beautiful.
Yeah, so gorgeous. And their text is always so nuanced. I feel like it's always hard to like know how to approach that because just it's they're always such beautiful pieces of art holistically.
And which is funny, that it's because at the time it came out almost like when Elvis came, like now everyone's like oldies Elvis. When Elvis came out, everyone was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, sin, right?
Yeah.
I think at the time this came out, it was like, oh well, like that's just like that's skate punk, man, but like here we're like it's poetic. It's beautiful.
I can
um
definitely understand why they had a bit of a like an internal conflict between the polished like production choice with their music and the option of like a more raw version because there is always that it's like the difference between a live performance and an like a really like
mhm,
an album. There's
exactly.
always a very different energy and I feel like
Right, because
nowadays in
live it's
particular.
the band members, it's the whatever, but on the
Yeah,
recording
there's
it's the 37 tracks of
mixed
things.
yeah, mixed just so and tuned just so and refined in a way. And in the a lot of the recordings that you received, there was still that raw energy that would have come from a live performance because it wasn't in that refined studio where there's 35 takes and,
Hmm.
mic 3 has been
Exactly.
tuned just so that the balance is better.
But could you,
Or,
I mean, I know I teed it up that way, but could you, having her, we listened to East Arcadia track on You Call This Music Volume 1 episode, we listened to their 7-inch. Could you feel the difference in like, and kind of see where Sean from Razor Cake was coming from?
um it definitely felt more polished in a way that um and like the not that it was ever like that I recall it being wildly out of tune, but it was especially the tuning on the vocal harmonies just felt a bit more choral than I think they were intended to for the messaging, a bit more pure than the urgency of the messaging I think was meant to imply, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um
But yeah, and so the guy who produced it, Matt Allison, again, he's produced uh copyrights, Dead to Me, Lawrence Arms, The Broadways, Alkaline Trio. So it's all of these like pop punky, but
yeah.
very polished bands,
Yeah.
And again, they tried it and they liked it, and I think they did such a good job. I mean,
Oh,
I
it's gorgeous
I
still.
didn't dislike it at all. I
No, I'm not.
actually was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not mad. It's still gorgeous.
Hmm.
I can definitely see where it like presents a different energy, and I'd be curious to see in contrast what a more raw version would look like. And that's just like a speculation on what it might have sounded like without that polish. I liked the clean harmonies as a classical musician. I'm like, ooh, that's what they were going for. Like that's a clean, like major chord or whatever. Not a theorist, not a composer. Um, but yeah, it definitely had a
So
different energy about it.
we we somewhere, and I can't remember where. Maybe it was on another compilation album we did, the Indie Media Benefit. I think we have the demo version of that song, Inner Anthem. So if you want to compare, and maybe what I should do, and I just, it's like, where's the time? But
yeah,
what I should do is make a YouTube video where it plays them back to back, so you can kind of evaluate on your own, Yeah. But it is quite different, and it's essentially the same song, but it's funny because it's the demo track, and so you can see where their ideas were and what they were thinking. But then the polished version, you're like, okay, the engineer was like, do this, do that, let's fix this, fix that. But speaking of, changing the tone, this next track we're going to play is called August 25th. And it's for East Arcadia, and for this drummer, it is mellow. Now you're probably gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is just like super fat," but I think it's the mellowest song on the album, and very emotional, I would say. Which usually, I would say they're not quite. It's like. A lot of what they sing about is inspirational, is philosophical, but not necessarily emotional. And this one, it gets you in the feels. So here we go. August 25th by East Arcadia.
That was August 25th by East Arcadia, and that was raw as heck.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that was.
I do
Go for it.
want to do a real quick correction, so we don't have to do it next episode. So I said Inner Anthem was on that other comp. It's not. There's a song on this album called Flat World, which on this album is super, super polished. On the Indie Media Benefit album, it's the demo version of Flat World that you hear. The Inner Anthem demo, what we did was, once this, because we released this on CD in 2002, once the CDs were out of print, we added 2 bonus tracks onto this
Sick.
album. So if you buy this, not just stream it, if you buy it on Bandcamp, which, let's see how much is it selling for? Oh, it's name your price. Did you want to pay $1? Did you want to pay $5? Do you want to pay $20 to help us put out more records? That's up to you. But if you buy the album, you're going to get their cover of Winter Wonderland, which was on a Cincinnati compilation from some years back, and the Inner Anthem demo.
Oh, sick.
Should we play it to close out the episode?
Yes, please.
See the difference. So again, this is not the song we just heard, August 25th, but this is the demo version of that first song we heard, Inner Anthem. But before we do, was there any other thoughts you had on the recording, on the band, on August 25th before we go to the demo version of Inner Anthem?
I love this. As soon as I was about to be like, hang up this call because I'm old. I'm gonna go buy it.
Yes, the Winter Wonderland track is good, but just to be able to have both versions of Inner Anthem, I'm telling you, amazing. So, listeners, thank you so much. We will see you next episode, but here we go. East Arcadia, Inner Anthem demo. Boom. I noticed they changed some of the lyrics too, which is interesting.
Did they?
Yeah, I wonder if that happened in the studio or, maybe the
Hmm,
demo, it was early days and they're still trying to figure it out. But
could be. Yeah,
yeah,
there's
so there you
definitely a
go.
more like raw energy to the tone, and there was like a haste and a rushing
Hmm.
almost to an urgency, actually is the word I'm looking for, to the tempo in that demo. That I
Yeah,
love them both. They're both very different.
they're very different. It's the same song, same
Same
band,
song.
different engineer, right? And
Yeah.
different recording. And I don't know. It's fun because it's almost like listening to alternate takes of like the Beatles or something, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they chose to do the guitar solo like that on this one, but like that on that one.
Hmm.
Very
They're
cool.
both great. They just feel very different, which is cool.
Heck yeah. Well, Ashley, it's a pleasure
It
doing these
is
with you.
so fun.
And let's see what's next. What comes next after this one? Next up will be Enemy U's EP Video to Radio,
Ooh.
and that's gonna be a special episode. Uh, as the singer David Jones is no longer with us,
Oh,
and yeah, it's going to be a good one. So, Video to Radio that came out April 2003. So, you guys,
oh,
we're getting there. We're
oh
well,
man.
I guess we're kind of far from 2025, but we're getting there. We're
We're
going to get
getting there. That's cool. I'm not ready for this to end yet because this is fun.
yay. Oh man, we got quite a few. The thing that I'm kind of sitting here going like, in the early days it was a CD, a vinyl record. By the time we moved the label to Vegas, we started doing releases that were USB sticks and digital only on Bandcamp.
Oh,
So
that's
it's going
wild.
to get quite interesting. So, listeners, I hope you're, having fun going down this memory lane with us. And thank you for joining us. And Ashley, I'll see you on the next episode.
See you next
Bye.
time. Bye.